we're going to do an ambitious little video today. We're going to look at 5 hands. I'm going to be the declarer in each one, and I want to be talking about making a plan. And in most of these cases, it's going to be making a plan to either get rid of your losers from your hand, or for the long trump hand, or on how to set up tricks, how to take tricks. You'll see what I mean as we get going, but it is a bit ambitious. It may go quickly. Feel free to use the YouTube setting that allows you, just go to settings, the little screw thing that they have up there, gear rather, and then you can find playback speed, and you can slow it down a little bit if you need to. But let's jump into it, because I don't want this to last for a half hour, and we're already 53 seconds into it. And we get a spade lead. So the first thing I like to do in a suit contract is count losers. I count losers and winners, but I always count losers. And I have two spade losers, and I very well could have a loser in diamonds, depending on the location of the king of diamonds, right? So the ability of the queen to take a trick depends on where the king is located. If the king is over in South's hand, right, then I lead at the queen, he'll take it with the king. If the king is in North's hand, right, then if they play it, well, obviously I'm not going to throw the queen under it, right? So this is called positional power, and the positional power of a card. So I notice that I have a possibility. We also know this is a finesse, right? We're not getting rid of a loser so much in diamonds as we're gaining an extra winner if the finesse succeeds. How many winners do I have? Well, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 winners. And in fact, if the diamonds work out well, I could have a lot of winners. But my main problem is that they're leading spades and I have 2 losers. So I'm expecting them to continue with spades and then find a switch. But instead, they switch. Now, my plan is really simple. Pull trumps, set up the clubs, throw losers from my hand, right? Throw diamond losers and the spade loser now onto clubs. That's the plan, really simple. I've got 3 pitches, right? Dump, trump, or finesse. Well, I can dump 3 losers on 3 winners in the club suit. Why did they switch suits? Not a bad question to ask yourself. I mean, even though it's a robot and you just want to pretend that they're awful, they actually do have some thought behind them. It would seem to me that he has the ace, or the ace is over here, probably the ace is here, and this is a switch to a stiff. But we love it, of course, because when we're sitting third seat, remember I was going to try a finesse, right? That meant that I could lose it to South. When I'm sitting fourth seat with ace queen, it means I can never lose it, right? So I get that. Where is the king of diamonds? Well, based on the idea that South has a stiff, then the king of diamonds is here. Notice he's thrown the 10. Right? So now I have king in between ace 9, meaning I have yet another finesse. Play low. If he throws up the king, I play with the ace, and then the jack is high. Good position to be in. So now I'm thinking I'm taking lots of tricks, and of course to make sure that he doesn't get any traction out of leading a stiff, assuming it is in fact a stiff. We had 10 trump, so 3 out, and up 9 trump, and so we can pull it in 2 rounds. Now, one way to screw up this hand is to somehow not get an individual trick with this queen, right? If you play the queen up to these, you'll only get 2 clubs to pitch on. But if you play it now and then head over there, let's see, might want to get there twice, so I'll lead high to the queen, right? I'm going to throw away that losing spade, so much for that loser. And then I'm going to start throwing away diamonds. End up back in that position, right? We saw the 10 fall, and we know the king is here, or we're making an assumption that the king is here. So all we have to do is lead the 6. And when the 8 comes down, we cover with the 9, and we were right, and now we can claim the rest. All right, so making a plan was pretty simple. I was just looking for places to put my losers. So board 3 is a 15-point hand. It's a pretty good one, but with 5-4 in the majors. So we'll start with one spade. We see what happens. We have a rebid in hearts. Do we want to push for game? Well, probably in a Swiss game, you might want to bid your hearts here. Looking to get to game if your partner is at the top of the range or has a particularly good fit in hearts. Match points, you're probably better off just playing 2 spades. The field will probably be there. Most people won't get greedy on this. But let's. Yeah, let's. No, not. We'll pass. Sorry. The nature of things, huh? Losers. Losers first. In the spade suit, if they break 3-2, right? If they break 3-2, they have 5 because we have 8. Then we'll have 1 spade loser unless we happen to get really lucky and the ace-king fell the queen-jack. The heart suit has 2 losers, although it has some interesting cards here, this 10 and then the 8-7. Club suit has a loser, and we have a loser in diamonds. So we're going to make our contract. We have 8 tricks, right? If we get 4 spades, 5, 6, 7, 8, there's no problem getting to 8. We'd like to get more. Where can we find more? Well, we're not roughing anything, right? Because we have no short suit in the dummy. But we do have this ace-jack-10. So we're going to try to grow up a winner. We're not, like I said, we're not really getting rid of losers, although if we grow up one of the diamonds, we'll be able to dump all losing heart on it. Kind of just creating another winner. So should be able to get to 9 if the honors are split between the king and queen of diamonds, if they're split between these 2 hands. We'll give him 1 chance to switch to hearts, which would be nice. Oh, he did. All right, so he switched to hearts. Could have the jack, or he could have the jack. Hard to say. I like the ace-10 sitting down here, especially now. Why? Because if the jack is over here, I can catch it. So we'll just take a chance on it. Let's go ahead. Hope for that 3-2 fit. We lead them twice. They both follow, right? So that's 13 of them. We don't count to 13 when we're counting. We just count the number. We look at the distribution and count the number of times you have to lead. Count until somebody shows out. Here we know the queen is still out somewhere, and they're always going to get it, so we'll just leave it there. We'll play a diamond over to the jack, or the 10 rather. And he makes, and cashes out his queen in case I'm trying to rough something, and leads the club. And now, of course, I'm playing for this other diamond. What I really want to see is for the remaining honor to be stuck there so that my jack of diamonds is good. And I started with 6 of them. They have 7 of them. So let's see. It's good, right? So now I can get rid of one of the hearts. So this is a point in time where you want to ask yourself, is my contract in danger? And it's not. We have 6 tricks and the two remaining spades. So we're always going to make, and we have the ace of hearts. So we actually have 9. What card is missing in the heart suit? You know, I'm not exactly sure which, but it was one of the honors. So if this, oh yeah, this guy had the queen. If this guy happens to have the jack, right, then we got an extra trick coming our way. So, of course, we're going to take that shot. We might not if there was a chance we would lose our contract because of it, but we aren't losing our contract. And there you go, making 10 when the jack of hearts is in the right place. So, why did we get the tricks? How did we take tricks in this hand? Well, top tricks, right? Power, ace, king. The playing at the ace, jack, 10, that's position, right? Playing there, trying to catch one of these honors in between. And of course, this weird switch that he made here with the queen gave us the ability to pick off the jack here. All right, on to board 4. Our first no trump contract. This was a contract, this was an auction with simply 1 no trump, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 no trump, 3 no trump. I have 16 points. And what in no trump, we definitely count our top tricks first. We need to know what we have to work on. So we count top tricks. We got 2 diamonds, we have 3 with the ace of clubs, we have 4 with the ace of hearts, and we have 5 with the ace of spades. So we got to get 4 of them, 4 more. Where can we find more tricks? Well, try to find your best source of tricks first, right? Which is obviously the club suit, which has 8 cards. The diamond suit has 7 cards, right? So not quite as good. Plus, look at these, the queen here, the jack here, the 10, 9, 8. Obviously, we want to work on the club suit. How? Well, we're missing the king, right? So this is position. We can get all 5 clubs if the king of clubs is over here. So we're going to try to take tricks by way of the positional power of these honors. The other places where I can find a trick is, well, we could finesse for the queen of hearts, right? If the king is here, the position of the king is here, then we should be able to get the ace and the queen. If he plays the king, I play the ace, otherwise I win with the queen. So that's a possibility. And look at this spade suit and the lead. Who do you think has the king of spades? And the queen of spades, for that matter? I mean, my guess would be West. And if so, that means I actually have 2 stoppers. Watch. So I should get 2 spade tricks if I'm right. If I'm wrong, I won't. There's the queen. I'm going to let it go so that if the king is here, right, I have a positional power place here. The king is here, it's in the right position. I can take it with the ace, and that will grow up the jack. Here comes the heart, and I guess I might as well try that finesse. And here comes, look at the test right away in spades. Notice he led 10-5, which is just making me, well, I get the jack there. Going to keep the ace still to protect, so that I have transportation, and to protect that suit. Because if this was 2, then this guy's got a couple spades over here left. Now it's time to check this finesse, right? I'm not in any trouble here, not any danger of the timing of this. If I lost this one, I would still be able to get in and take the rest of the tricks. And because I got that extra spade trick, I'm going to make the contract. But the finesse turns out to be good, maybe. Check again. Some players will hold off one if they can. But it is good. This will fell or fall or capture the king. And we'll play these other 2 off. So we got all 5 club tricks, and right now we have 2 diamond tricks, the ace of hearts and the ace spades. So we're going to make 10 tricks. Unless for some reason the diamonds are split 3-3. Doesn't look like it because the queen came down. But we can go over here with this. And we'll play the diamond last, although I don't think anybody will misplay. And they're not programmed to. Yeah, and West had them. So, making 10 tricks, 3 + 1. A sad fact, and sometimes frustrating fact about match points is that depending on the defense, you often won't get the best score, even though you did what you could as a declarer. If your opponents are up to the task and holds you to what you should get, you might not do well, right? Because, like, for instance, in this case, there's somebody making 3 no trump + 3. There's just no way. And 3 no trump + 2, and there's just no way without some help, right? 3 no trump + 1 was what you were entitled to. You get it. Don't say anything. Try to just suck it up about the fact that you got cheated out of a good score, right? Despite the fact you played it well. That's the nature of match points. As you get better and move into better and better fields, you'll notice that this disparity gets less and less. Okay, people aren't giving away tricks on defense like they do sometimes playing with intermediate players and beginners. So here you did what you could. You get a sort of a medium score. Somebody didn't make it. Somebody only made 3, and somebody was in the wrong contract. So you'll get sort of an average score for doing exactly what you're supposed to. Okay, on to board 6. This is our 4th board. We're going for a record here in Next Steps videos. We have to edit them somehow to get them to a reasonable length. We are in 4 spades. The auction was simple. It was 1 no trump and a Texas transfer with 4 spades to get you to 4 spades. So I then bid 4 spades. Looking at the losers now in the long trump hand. Right? And we know that one of these will be covered by the ace. So we have 2 heart losers. We have no club losers, and we have this situation in diamonds, where we by virtue of position, we may be able to get as many as 2 diamond tricks. How do we get 2 diamond tricks? The ace has to be here. Ace has to be here. And if it is, then we just won't play underneath it. Now notice that the South here has made this easy because I'm sitting 4th seed. I did watch somebody not get what they were supposed to because they had to lead them here themselves, and they didn't get around to it until it was too late. So anyways, we'll just see what happens. If the ace comes down, we'll be happy, unless, of course, they get a rough. We now have 2 diamonds. So we can take a second here, and we can count our winners, right? We have 6, 7 with a heart, 8, 9 with the ace, king, and we have king, queen. So we are now making our contract. And it's time to think, that's 11, right? So we can, well, let's make sure this isn't getting roughed. Good. All right, so now we have 1 trick, 2 tricks with the king of diamonds, 6 with these, it's 8, 9 with the ace of hearts, 10, 11 with the king of clubs. So can we get rid of any of our losers? Well, yeah, sure, right? First of all, if the diamonds split 3-3, right, they've been played twice now. If they split 3-3, actually the 8 of diamonds will become a good card. We will promote the 8 to a good card. So they've been played twice. If they're 3-3, all we have to do is lead the king of diamonds at some point and see if it wins. The other thing that we have is we have the king of clubs right here, but that's going to make the ace of clubs a winner on which we can play a heart. Right? So we could take the rest of the tricks, is what I'm saying, right? Because let's get rid of the spades first. It's 10 of them. And they split 2-1. Don't count to 13. Count till somebody shows out, right? So only have to count to 2 that time. Actually, only 1. As soon as they both play, you know that the third one is going to fall on the next card. So we can cross to the king of clubs, cash it out, and now we're counting, right? This is promotion. Can we promote the 8? Well, if they both follow, the 8 is good, right? Got to promote those 8s. That's where the fun is at. We throw a heart under that one. We throw a heart under this club, and then this ace of hearts takes care of this 10. And all we have left are trump. Right? This is not hard, except it is. So things to recognize. Made it easy because of the diamond lead. If you got, let's say you got a trump lead, then it would be on you to take a shot at scoring both the king and queen. So when the trump was pulled, you'd lead the 2 up to the queen. If they didn't play the ace, you'd score the queen. Get back over, maybe to the king of clubs, lead another diamond. If they don't play the ace, the king is good. If they do play the ace, fine, they were always going to get the ace. You throw underneath, and now you have the king. And of course, they promote, say 3-3, and you still get the 8. So you get all the same tricks. South just took the guesswork out of it by leading a diamond. So we promoted the 8 for a trick. We used the position of the ace to score the king, queen. We played the king here, which left us a winner and a dummy on which we could throw a heart. So we got to throw hearts away, 2 hearts away on a diamond, and on the ace of clubs, and that left the ace of hearts to capture and the rest of the tricks. And so we get to the last hand. Again, we were very fortunate. This was fun to do because we had 5 hands where virtually everybody found the same contract. So it always came down to how many tricks are we going to take. So yeah, 6, 7, pretty good, right? So 7, 15, that's 22 points. We're in good shape. 5, 5 in the spade suit. Losers, loser count, no losers. Fun thing about having an even number of trump is that you don't really have a dominant hand. You can rough at either hand, right? So we have 1 heart loser. We're going to have to lose a heart, but then we can start roughing here. 1 heart loser. The clubs, right? Only one of these clubs is going to be covered, so we have the jack 3 or the 7-4, whichever. Right? We have 2 club losers. Heart, 2 clubs, and we have a diamond loser, right? But look at the ace, queen, jack. What are you recognizing? Well, recognizing that if the king of diamonds, right, the positional power of this honor of the jack here is if the king is over here, we can catch it, right? Because we'll cover it with the ace, and then our queen and jack are good. So our plan, pretty simple, actually. We're going to be roughing some hearts along the way. We got a couple club losers. We'd like to have an extra card up here to throw one of the clubs or a heart on. They started with a spade. I should have thought about that longer. They're 3 out, and that means we can pull them in 2. Don't count to 13. That time you counted to 1 again. Now we're going to take this diamond finesse. Lead up to the jack of diamonds. There's good news either way. If we happen to lose it, it does mean that we have the queen to win the next diamond, and then we're going to get to pitch something on the ace of diamonds. So we try it, and it loses. So now we have 2 diamond tricks. Let's count our winners now. Right? We got obviously have 3 spades. That gives us 5. The ace of clubs is 6. The ace of diamonds is 7. Queen of diamonds is 8. And we have 2 heart roughs. Right? 2 heart roughs. We're going to lose a heart and then rough 2, and that will give us our contract. 9 of clubs lead. Let's duck it for fun. We have a heart loser, club loser, maybe. No, nothing. I was kind of hoping they'd win over there, but they didn't. So we'll just take this one now. I'm not going to be able to score both those. And I guess if we threw the jack on and the queen was over here, we would, but I don't think it'd get played that way. Play the diamond there. Cross. Play this ace of diamonds. What are we going to throw away? Throw away the club. Or we have a plan for the hearts, which was to rough them. So now just lead a heart to set up the roughs. And we're home free. Actually, we can rough these 2 there and the other 2 the other place. So we are good to go. And we're making our contract. A cross rough to end it. And 1, 2. There were 6 people in 4 spades, and only 1 made. This is what I mean about we can learn lots and lots of fancy conventions. In fact, I'm guilty of this. Before I learned how to play the cards, I learned lots and lots of fancy conventions. But if you want to be a good partner, learn how to take tricks. Okay, these were all basic hands. You didn't hear me talk about squeezes or end plays or dummy reversals or they're nothing. I mean, we basically relied on 3 techniques: don't, trump, or finesse. Right? We used power, right? Our top tricks. We used promotion. We grew up a few little cards for tricks, and we used position. Right? We looked at where we could catch the opponent's higher cards between 2 of our cards. So basic technique is all you need to be a much better bridge player. And clearly, from our results today, there is work to be done. So I will see if I can edit all this down to something a reasonable length, but I think it was a fun day having 5 hands in which everybody is reaching the same contract. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for playing.